Hello, everyone. I'm assuming you can hear me. If something happens, you can't hear me. No sense waving your hands up and down because I can't see you. But we do have a chat. So hopefully over to the side, you will see that there is a chat. I've also given you the link to the presentation that we're going to be working through today. We're going to get started in about a minute, but for those just joining us, take a look in the side chat and you will see that our link today is bit.ly/Armstrong Slides, capital A, capital S. I'm Michelle Armstrong. I'll introduce myself formally in just a minute. But what I'd love to see in the chat is who are you? So I see we have one person watching, which potentially is me. But that's okay. We're going to record this, and so you'll have the recording after the fact. But if you are watching, please go ahead into the chat and tell us who you are. Along the way, we'll have some questions that you can ask, and we'll get jumping into Google Slides in, let's go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Armstrong. I am the Director of EdTech Team Canada. I work for a company who is a partner to Google for Education. A lot of you is help train teachers on the Google tools, such as Google Slides, which is what we're going to talk about today. I am going to share my screen, I hope. Here we go. Screen sharing. I'm going to give you a little bit more information about me. We are going over here, and hopefully right now you can see our presentation that we're going to work on throughout the next, call it 30-ish minutes. So you will see the link there, bit.ly/Armstrong Slides. And I'll wait and see if we get a couple people jumping in. Look at that. We got an anonymous frog. We got an anonymous unicorn. Let's jump to the next slide so you can see who I am. My name is Michelle Armstrong. As I mentioned, I'm the Director of EdTech Team Canada. I help provide professional development to educators all across Canada, as well as parts of North America and the world. Primarily Google tools, but we are also a partner to Microsoft for Education. We also work a ton with Apple. We have lots of other partners here in Canada, but we just love to teach and learn all about this crazy world of technology that we find ourselves in. Okay, so Google Slides. We know Google Slides is the PowerPoint of our Google tools, but I want to show you today how Google Slides is also the Microsoft publisher. It is like the Adobe InDesign. It's like our Pages. We can do design inside our Google Slides. But before we jump into design and publications, I'm just going to show you just a couple of slides in this resource. There's a video from Google. They'll tell you some cool things about how to make great presentations. And then we want to talk just very, very shortly just about themes. There are some themes built right into Google Slides, but they are fairly standard themes and lead a little bit to be desired, but thankfully we have Slides Carnival. Slides Carnival is a place we can go and get really great, awesome themes for our Google Slides for free, and then we can create beautiful presentations with those templates. Now, I'm not going to go into Slides Carnival. I just want to make sure that you know it's there, and that's just a lot of templates for you to use. Now, those of you that are in the chat right now, I know there are other sites out there that offer templates. I forget what they are. If you know of other sites that are out there, put it in the chat so that I can give a shout out right now. If you are watching the archive, send me an email. Tag me on Twitter. Remind me what those great places are to find other templates for Google Slides, because I want to add them to this presentation, but I just keep forgetting to look them up. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention, let me jump back here. That's me, Michelle Armstrong. But if you take a peek here, Michelle at edtechteam.com and Armstrong EdTech on Twitter. I would love to hear from you, especially if you're watching this on the archive. And then just a reminder, this is the epic Mad PD full day of awesomeness. There's been so much going on today. If you are watching this live or if you're watching the archive, please give a shout out, #MadPD, to the people that have coordinated this. Over 75 presenters from 8 a.m. Eastern all the way to 8 p.m. Eastern. There has been YouTube live sessions running all day. It's been phenomenal. Okay, where was I? Slides Carnival, love it. Next. So I want to switch gears to talk a little bit more about slides for design, slides for publication. So let's forget the PowerPoint side of things. Let's talk about creating brochures, posters, banners, etc., using Google Slides. Now, to do that, I got to take us back a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about Google Docs. Oh, I might confuse some of you here. To talk about Google Docs, let me jump into another presentation of mine, bit.ly/Google A to Z. Get it? A to Z. Hello to all our American friends out there. In case you didn't know, we pronounce it Z, not Z. Anyway, what I'm taking you into right now, this is a presentation where I go through my favorite list of Google tools and web-based tips, all the way from the letters A through Z. But the reason I'm going in here, in case some of you are confused, I have a document in here that I want to demonstrate something. So this is kind of just a bit of a bonus feature. You guys all have access now to this additional resource that gives you info about a whole bunch of cool web-based things. But on slide 3, I want to take us quickly into a Google Doc. Now, this Google Doc is a pretty epic collection of all sorts of cool things. This is my A to Z list, and I change the list up. Every time I run the session, people take notes for me. So this is a great resource for you if you just want to know all about web-based stuff. For those of you guys that are still actually listening to me and want to learn about slides, we'll get into that, but save this for later. Make yourself a copy if you like. But here's the point I want to make. If we're using Google Docs, how many of you have ever tried to insert an image, insert image? Let's go ahead and search the web. Maybe we're going to insert an image of like Google, I don't know, like the Google logo. So let's say I want to insert this image. And again, we're in a Google Doc. You will notice on purpose, there are very few images in this doc because it's hard. If I wanted to take this image and if I want to resize it, and let's say I kind of want to wrap it, and I want this to show up kind of over here to the left of our project. I'm like moving it. It's like, oh, no, not there. No, not there. It's painful. Do not ask your students to create image-rich documents inside Google Docs. It's painful. I mean, I guess if it's punishment, go ahead and make them do it. If, though, you don't want the pain, that's where we're going to turn over to Google Slides. So, Google Docs, meant for typing. Don't try to add images unless you are truly remarkable and amazing with your Google Docs savviness. Instead, what you're going to do is you are going to go to a new Google Slides file. By the way, to launch a brand new Slides file, this is kind of a fun little hack or pro tip. Just type slides.new and boom, now we have a brand new Slides file. Same thing works with Docs. Docs.new, forms.new. Just a simple quick tip to launch a brand new Google Docs, slide sheets, etc. Okay. Back to my point. We saw that in Google Docs, it's really hard to add images and text. But here inside Google Slides, if I go into the File menu, and if I go down to where it says Page Setup, in the Page Setup, I can ignore these presentation modes, go into Custom, and let's change this to 8.5 by 11. Doo-doo. Ta-da! Here is an 8.5 by 11 page, the same page layout as we would have seen in Google Docs, but now a place where I can take text boxes and I can move them wherever I want. I can add images on top of this. I can change the order of these images. We're going to talk about all of the design features that you have built right into Google Slides. But for now, just know, hey, if you want that 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, you want to do your cool designs, boom, it's as simple as coming into Google Slides, change those page setups, and away you go. Before we leave page setup, let's go back here. Page setup. So if I can go 8.5 by 11, sometimes people get a little bit confused. It's like, where's the landscape button? How do I change to landscape? There's no landscape button. Let's change that to 11 by 8.5. Ta-da! Now we have landscape. All right. Let's see what else we can do. Page setup. If I can go 11 by 8.5, how about like 50 by 8.5? Boom. Banners. Teachers love banners. Think of all of those banners, those posters, everything that you've got decorating your gorgeous classroom. Now you can create them yourself, built right into Google Slides. Or even better, have your students create them for you. Any size you can imagine, we can just change our page setup and then we can create our documents on that size. So let's go back to 8.5 by 11. I'm going to show you a couple more things. Thing number one, 8.5 by 11. I can also add extra pages. So I'm back over here on the page. I can just copy this, paste, paste, paste. Now I have multiple pages. How great is this that we can now have our students working together within the same file? And student one, when they type on page one, that's not going to push student two down or student three, etc., like it would in Google Docs. That's pretty cool. The second thing, after we finish any of our publications, whether it's a one-pager, whether it's multiple pages, here's some more magic. From the file menu, I could download this as a PDF. So from there, once I have a PDF file, I can print that. Sure, I can print it on my printer at school, or I can take this to the local print shop, maybe it's a Staples or whatever, and get this printed, and then I can have these publications to post on my wall or to give to my students. Here's an example of something we can do with this. So I'm just searching my Google Drive, anthology. So prior to coming to EdTech Team, I used to teach in an awesome school called Rundle College. And the grade 9 English teacher came to me and said, I want to create a poetry anthology. And so we did exactly what I just showed you. Is we created a blank document, separated into pages, and we said, okay, student one, you're going to do your poem on page one. Student two, you're going to do your poem on page two, etc., etc. Look at the gorgeous poetry that these students created. These are text boxes. Google has, I want to say, upwards of 600 or so fonts built right in. Take a look at these images. There are image editing functions built right into Google Slides so you can change the colors of your images. This student here, she chose to draw her own illustrations. So then she scanned those and then she put those into her file. So many possibilities now that we can change the page size of our Google Slides, have multiple pages, then download those as PDFs. This document can then be downloaded as a PDF, sent to the print shop, printed, bound, full color anthologies that those students can then take home with them. Pretty cool stuff. All right, let's go back to my presentation. Those of you that are just joining us, this is what we're looking at. bit.ly/Armstrong Slides. We are going to zip all the way down to slide 10. From slide 10 to, I think, about slide 20, I give you some ideas on how you can transform your Google Slides files into really nice, rich design publications. Now, something I want to mention about our resources here at EdTech Team, we believe and know that we probably stole our information from someone at some point. We encourage you to steal from us. Please don't hesitate to bookmark this, come back to this. It won't go away, but if you are afraid it will go away, please go ahead, make a copy, change it, make it better. Send me all the cool stuff you do to make it better. But use this, share it with your students. It is yours to keep. Okay, so a few ideas, things that you can do within your Google Slides. We already knew that we can change the page layout. So we got that there. We can change the background. We can change the fonts, change the style, change the color. What these screenshots are showing you is giving you just a bit of a hint. Okay, hey, find that button to change the text box. Find that button to change the font, change the colors, and so on. So typically what I do when I have more time is we do an activity together in my session, and I give them a blank Google Slides file, and then I give them these little tips, and then they create awesomeness. And I'm going to show you some of that awesomeness in just a second. So we can change the font, we can change the style, we can change the color, we can add shapes, we can change the borders, we can change the colors, we can change the fill style. We can add images. We can put images in front of images. So we have the full layer capacity of these images. Oh, this is my favorite. We can crop our images and we can mask our images. And basically masking is when we can take an image and turn it into a different shape. So here's an example of an image that I had before and I cropped it. I'm just going to show you quickly how we can mask that image. Let's decide we want to turn that image to a circle. Done. No longer are we stuck with publications, that are all rectangular images. Now we can spice them up a little bit. Okay, other things we can do. We can change the transparency. We can add drop shadows. All sorts of great things built right in. We can add lines. We can add word art. We can insert videos. Google Slides is vector graphics capable. So anything that I create within my Google Slides is a vector graphic, meaning that if we stretch this out to, like a billboard size, any of these tools built right in, those are going to be billboard size. So if I create a happy face, let's look at this happy face. If I were to create that happy face and blow this up to billboard size, that happy face isn't going to lose its clearness, if you will. Now, that applies to any vector graphics that you put into your file. If we go back here, for example, this photograph, that's not a vector graphic. That's an image. And depending on the image quality to begin with, we might not be able to stretch that to billboard size, but it's just something to keep in mind that Google Slides offers. All right, here's a group activity. So if you did want to do this with your students, I encourage you, create a blank file similar to this. Create a blank file, assign each of your students a page number. So student 1, you're going to do your slide on page 1, student 2, page 2, etc. If you want to, you could even go in and put the student name on here just to make it easier. But basically, give them some prompts. These are the prompts that I gave. Tell me your name. What makes you happy? And so on. But then I also tell them, don't forget these cool tips that I gave you. Go in and create your gorgeousness. So what they do, I'm going to skip down to the bottom here and give you a couple of examples. So just given that blank template, Becky, thank you, Becky, came up with this slide. Yes, you can insert GIF images and you can mask your GIF images as well. And then Kathy, this is what Kathy created. Just a really great title page, if you will, page of her aha moments. She's got a video embedded. She's master images. The designs that come out of this activity are truly spectacular. And what is another great thing is the students working together in the same doc can see what their classmates are doing and gain a little bit of inspiration from that. All right. Here we go. This is the best part of the presentation. Those of you guys that have stuck around, you are in for a treat. Those of you guys that want to share this presentation to others, tell them skip ahead too. However many minutes that we're at. We're at about 20 minutes in. So page 23. So slide 23, I give you 10 projects and templates that you can use to start doing publications with Google Slides. So I started with this, and this was a number of years ago that I created this. It's all right. Then I met the truly unbelievable Darren Malte. I'm going to take you to slide 25 to talk about Darren Malte. Darren Malte is from Black Gold School District here in Alberta, just south of Edmonton. Darren and his team at Black Gold have created unbelievable templates. They've either created them or just collected them of Google Slides and Google Drawings templates. For example, here's a Facebook template. Here's a Twitter template, a chat template, an Instagram template, and so on. But let's just jump in. I want to jump into this Facebook template. So this is a Google Slides file, multiple pages, where the structure is set up that our students can take anyone that we're studying and they can create a fake Facebook page for them. All of these links work on the top, so we can link to a videos page, a photos page. We can add, comments that potentially this famous person may have made. That's just one example of the huge amount of templates built into Black Gold's database. Let's go back. Let's look at Black Gold's database, bit.ly/multi-templates. Now, this link takes you to Black Gold's old website. Sorry, Darren. Darren always gets mad at me because I keep forgetting to update this link. But whether you're in their old website or you click here to go to their new website, the database of resources that Black Gold is sharing with us is phenomenal. Just scrolling down to give you just a quick sneak peek, our students can create money. Our students can create brochures, plane tickets. We've got a book review template. Oh my goodness, the magazine covers and magazine templates built that they've made available are fantastic. Artwork, newspaper layouts, comic books. Here's another magazine. The one that I always show because I absolutely love it. Oh, wait, before I show that, like trading cards. How fun would it be to create trading cards for whether it's animals, whether it's plants, whether it's our historical figures? Have a trading card for those things rather than your standard PowerPoint. There's a couple more examples of trading cards. More newspapers. Awesome. But the one that I always show, and I just love so much, this National Geographic magazine template. Oh, that's just actually the main page. Let's go to, this is it here, interior layout. Either one works. Google Drawings, just to comment on that, Google Drawings have all of the same functionality as our Google Slides, except they just give us one page. Google Slides, on the other hand, we can now have multiple page layouts. So this is a National Geographic layout. Black Gold has created it here or made it available. We've got images, we've got the text, we've got another page that looks very National Geographic-esque. We've got the back page, it's even got the UPC symbol. Our students can now create magazines on any topic. All we need to do, make a copy of this file, change the images, change the text, and boom, we have our own magazine. So any of the templates that Black Gold lets us have, if we go to the file menu, we say make a copy, I can now have my own copy of this awesome template. And that's going to then save to my Google Drive. Now wait, one thing to notice, by default, these copies end up going into Black Gold's folders, which is fine. You'll still be able to find them. But here's my recommendation. Click on that. Take yourself back and back and back and maybe even back farther, but get it back until it's in your drive. Once it's in my drive, then once I save that, it's in my own drive. I can put it in whatever folder I want, but now I have edit abilities to this template. And I can share it with my students, or my students can go through that. The possibilities are endless. Let me point out a couple of more things in this presentation. I skipped over slide 24. Slide 24, I did this presentation down in California a couple of years ago, and a wonderful gal, Jennifer Scott, was in that session. They had been creating collaborative yearbooks. It was their grade 8 class, and they created these yearbooks using Google Docs. I know. They were amazing. They looked gorgeous, but they were painful. Jen saw this and she realized, whoa, oh my gosh, I got to change everything. I'm going to start creating templates using Google Slides. And since then, they now create a collaborative yearbook. They're grade 8 students. They print those full color bound. I think it's something like $7 or $8 per book that they're able to produce these yearbooks for. Jen gives all of these templates to anybody who wants them for free. There's the link there, slidesyearbook.com. They are in Spanish and in English. Thank you, Jen. And of course, as well, thank you to Darren Malte for all of those templates that you're letting us have. Now, very last thing, if you want to just have some fun with Google Slides, you can use Google Slides to create stop action animations. There's a couple links down below that can help you with that. This is our Tech Sherpas. We love them, but they give some information on how to do that. But the moral of the story is Google Slides are amazing. They're amazing to create presentations, just like PowerPoint, but they also allow us to create brochures, magazines, you name it, you can create it. And that really, with only 4 minutes left, I think is all you need for now. So those that are watching, if you want to say something in the chat, please do. If you want to ask any questions, please do. If you don't want to ask any more questions, that is totally fine. Be sure to join the follow-up Mad PD final show that's coming up right after this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post a link to that in our chat so that we all have it. Hopefully I can post that. Actually, no, I'm not going to post it. Just get yourself to bit.ly Mad PD 2019. Get yourself to that master schedule, bit.ly/madpd 2019. Such a great initiative by the folks who thought of this. And then our finale show, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to see this if we go to 8:30. Maybe the link isn't here. Let's hope the link is here. If not, 86, the very last one. Oh boy. Let's sort this. Well, oh, that's right. It's 8:30 my time, 6:30 Eastern. No, I'm lying. Oh dear. 9 o'clock. Oh, this must be it here. So we've got Pete and Derek. We've got the Mad PD 2019 end of the day sign off. That looks like that's the link. They say it's starting at 9 p.m. My gut is telling me it's actually starting at 8:30. That's when I'm going to be tuning in. I am going to stop my screen sharing if I can find it. Hey, I can find it. And stop my screen sharing. Say a thank you to those of you all that have stuck around and listened to this. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you do have any questions. And if you create some awesome stuff in Google Slides, share it with me. Would love to see it. And thank you again to those of you at Mad PD that made this all possible. Ciao.